Let's talk about deep work. So, deep work basically means focus, creating a work environment free from distraction. And it's something we all struggle with, isn't it? We all struggle with focus, we all struggle with trying to get things done. We end up very busy. People wake up in the morning, they check their emails as soon as they wake up, and they're working all the way until they go to bed. And, you know, the irony is that we're getting less done in all of this, right? So we're very good as a generation at getting nothing done despite showing a lot of activity. So what's happening? Well, the problem is we're focusing on firefighting during the day. So we wake up, we check our emails, we check social media, and before you know it, you're looking at pictures of cats on Facebook. And the problem is with this is that every time you check email or check your messages, you are responding to other people's agendas. So what I mean by that is if somebody sends you an email, please do this, do that, this is broken, this needs fixing, what about this, what do you think of this? What you're doing is you are changing your mindset, changing your zone from focusing on what it is that you need to do today to focusing on what that person wants you to do for them. And while those things may be important and urgent, they are not helping you get to where you got to get to today, this week, this month, this year, in your life. So the key to deep work is twofold. Firstly, having clear goals about what you want to achieve. And that starts with where you want to get to long term. So that's visualizing where you want to get to long term. And then working back. And this is what psychologists call vertical alignment. And vertical alignment is where, if you can imagine your goals as a stack of books, and at the very top of that stack of books is your long-term life goals. And at the bottom of that stack of books is what you need to do today. So you can imagine from where you need to get in your life to what you need to do today. In between, we have lots of waypoints, like what I need to do this week, what I need to do this month, this year, next year, and so on. So it creates this huge stack of books. And the problem is, if you imagine creating a pile of books, if those books are slightly stacked wrong, so if one book is slightly off the book below it, can you imagine what that looks like when you build a huge stack of books? If each book is slightly off, that's going to fall down, isn't it? So vertical alignment is where your top book, so that life goal, is lined up neatly all the way down to what you need to do today. And the more lined up that you have that stack of books, the easier it becomes. The problem is without having clear goals and without having vertical alignment, when you start your day reacting to other people, your bottom book, that what I need to do today book, is already off alignment. So your stack is going to fall over. And when it falls over, you got this huge pile, this messy pile of books on your floor and your office desk, and you're thinking, oh my God. And then you capitulate and end up looking at pictures of cats on Facebook. So the first key to deep work is to have clear goals. and to work on vertical alignment, which is to match all your goals. So start with what I want to achieve in my life. Then break that down. What do I want to achieve in the next 5 years or 10 years? And break that down by year, then month, and then week. And then work out, what do I need to do today to move one step towards that goal? Now, the second key to making deep work is to have clear rules and boundaries during your day. So that starts with, for example, not checking email first thing in the morning. And that could end with turning off the internet connection at midnight. So some of these things you have to set clear rules for yourself. And some of these things you can automate. So for example, in my house, my Wi-Fi router is attached to a timer. And that timer turns itself off at midnight and it comes back on at 6 in the morning. So at midnight, my Wi-Fi goes off. So if I'm working, I find myself with no option to either go up to the plug socket and turn it back on or go to bed. And what happens is even if you have to go up to the plug socket and turn it back on, it breaks that pattern. It breaks the pattern of sitting slouched in front of your computer, not really doing much work. And that may be enough to remind yourself, actually, it's better if you go to bed. So that's an automated rule. And that helps you keep focus, create clear boundaries. Another way you can set rules is to create rituals or routines in your day. So for example, I have what I call a startup ritual or a startup routine. So in the morning, there are 3 or 4 activities I will do every day before I open my computer. Like, for example, drink water. These are easy ones. But there are also other ones, like, for example, open my notebook, and that's a paper notebook, not the computer, and review the 3 goals that I want to achieve today. And I'll come back to that in a minute. And I also have a shutdown routine, which happens at the end of the day. And one of those things I put into the shutdown routine is I take out my paper, notebook, and pen, and I write down the 3 things that I want to achieve tomorrow. So think about it. What I'm doing is, through my rituals and routines, I am creating clear rules and boundaries for my work. And I'm reminding my brain that it's time to stop working and you got to think about tomorrow. But what it also does is it helps me with vertical alignment for tomorrow as well. So when I'm doing my startup routine tomorrow, I'm checking my goals for the day rather than thinking, okay, let me check email first. And when I remind myself what my goals are for today, I also remind myself what the bigger picture is, and that's that top book on that stack. And that helps me achieve deep work. So there's 2 things to help you get focused, get more done, and be less stressed during the day. 1, set clear goals and constantly review those goals on a daily basis. 2, create rituals and routines, rules and boundaries to help you focus and get more out of your day.